This is Solaris Modalis, and today I'm having a jam session with my friend Alex Clark.
Hello, everyone.
um, so I took about 420 photos this weekend and on Saturday, and I'm still taking screenshots of specific videos that I recorded. But Alex and I were talking, and I wanted to open up the treasure chest and show her some things that I found in the sky. So we decided to share this jam session so that you can see what we're talking about.
And again, it's always wonderful to see when Susan gets some intuition to go outside and take a bunch of photos. And it's not just, okay, I'm going to go and take photos. She gets an intuitive hit and has a focal point and comes up with some amazing things. So I'm really excited to see what she has to show me.
Yeah, and while we're looking, I'll point out a couple of things that first caught my eye when I was scanning the sky that told me there might be something up there. And in fact, I'm planning to do a scan the sky course where I'll go over the things that I notice that indicate the presence of phenomena, or that I have found will indicate the presence of phenomena, so that people can learn to scan the sky for themselves and find interesting things up there.
And I would say that I'm one of Susan's first students, because I had no idea what was up there. And when I started working with her, she started to explain to me step by step how you see things, whether it's through setting intention or opening your brain up to more. And almost immediately I was able to see things not only within her photos as she was showing them to me, but outside in my world. So it's really exciting. People talk about disclosure, or there's nothing up there. And once you know how to look and to set your intentions, really exciting and interesting things start to show up. So they were already there. Your brain just knows now that the belief is possible, and so therefore things are revealed to you, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. And actually, I have a really good story. I was out shopping on Black Friday, and it was evening, and the sky was amazing. The sky was amazing. And I was getting particular patterns that I was seeing up there that I was photographing as the sun set. So I was standing on the sidewalk in front of a store photographing the sky, and a woman walked by me and paused and started looking up at the sky. And then she turned to me and said, "You got me to look up. Thank you." I thought,
Very
that
cool.
is awesome. That's my byline practically. So look up.
Yeah, I mean, I always look up and see rainbows. That's what has always spoken to me. And I've seen some amazing rainbows, and everybody's just walking along, and I'm looking up, and then they look up. So yes,
Yeah.
the Look Up Club.
Yes. So now, without further ado, let's go and look at the photos.
Terrific.
Okay, so here is a photo that we're going to focus in on. And the reason I'm going to focus in on it is because because of the flashing lights that I saw in this photo. Now, do you see how the clouds are in front of the sun here? Earlier in the afternoon, the clouds were in front of the sun in such a way that a sort of a light blue tinge was visible around the clouds. So you had this kind of a golden color. This is really the sun, but when there's sort of this light blue tinge, and you can see it better in earlier photos from the afternoon, that is what got me to focus, because I was actually hoping to catch the blue Kachina, which is a blue sphere that I have often been able to photograph in front of the sun in the fall.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have a great article up on Solaris Modalis about the blue Kachina, and some terrific pictures. But you had said that phenomenon or object tends to show up in the fall. And I'm wondering whether it's because the quality of light just seems to be better at that time of year.
Well, you know what? Actually, I think it could be quality of light, but I also think that there's something else going on here, which is that it's seasonal. What I wonder is if this is some sort of a cosmic body, if it's seasonal in the way that it shows up near the sun because of some kind of orbit or whatever. But the blue Kachina is the most is one of the top. I'd say it's one of the top three most popular articles on my blog. The pictures of the spheres.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
and if it is a seasonal thing, duh, yes, an orbit, so that it, all the planets are orbiting the sun. Why
yes.
couldn't something be orbiting us? I mean, people think about the comets, right? That just show up every once in a while. They are on set paths. So, and it's based on gravitation and all that kind of stuff. So, yes, that's interesting.
It is, yeah. Now, we are not seeing the blue Kachina today because out of the 420 photos that I took, the blue Kachina was not visible. But there was a ton of other interesting stuff. So for our viewers, this is what I was showing Alex. Now, these are, this is a live photo. And that means...
I was going to say, can you explain that? Because some of us don't have smartphones.
Okay. This was taken on my iPad. And it's basically, when you push click, it takes the photo 1.5 seconds before the click and 1.5 seconds after and puts it into a 3-second sort of mini movie. So I'm going to push the photo so live action activates. What I want you to do, and Alex, I'm interested to hear your comments here. Now, do you see this little, I'm going to try and make it bigger. Do you see these little red marks here? Okay.
There's one all the way to the right on your screen as well. A few in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say something. I have not seen these red things before. Okay. This is something that was interesting and new. These little red spots below the cloud.
And what's stands out to me when I observe this is that there is a clear space above them. And there's also a clear space above what looks to me to be more spots below. So there's almost like a slash in the clouds. And then you're seeing these reds, though they do look like they're hiding. It's interesting.
They are. They're blending in. They're blending in the color differentiation between this part of the sky and then the part that's where you see the pure sunlight. Now, the other thing, so when I'm playing this, I want you to look at these here. And you can look at those too, but these in particular. And then also, I want you to look at this space right in here because there's another one that's going to appear.
Terrific. Oh.
Isn't that cool? Check that out.
They're like waving. Look, and they seem very solid. And what's interesting is the flashing is not a white light. It is. Yeah. It is a, obviously dark infrared light.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to try and, there we go.
Oh, yep. I see it.
Yes.
So that one looks as if it's in front of the cloud bank, and the other ones look as if they're behind the cloud bank. And what's also interesting is they're not flashing in unison. Are they? One. Nope. They're almost like, you know what this feels like to me? And it's very interesting. And some people may share this. Some days I have almost like Morse code in my ear, in my right ear. And it's not the high-pitched whine that we associate with, hearing your own blood flow. We all have a vibration that we can hear. But some days, and it's not because of pressure, because I do equalize the pressure in my nose to see if it will go away. But it's like beep, 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 and like Morse code-y stuff. And that's what this looks like to me. Like I immediately get the hit that they're sending light messages, but also in some sort of staccato tone. Wow, super awesome.
Yes, and yeah, I actually also think that it's light messages, but I think there's a lot more richness to what's behind these flashes that's not always perceivable, like at the conscious level.
Hmm.
The other thing that to me indicated the presence of something unusual. Do you see these lines here? Um,
Yeah.
Now this is unusual to see these sort of see how they sort of frame the where the sun is. So there was some very interesting vibrations up in the sky, and I think that these little guys had something to do with it.
Then
Now,
that's why I was pointing out that blank space, because we've noticed in a number of other photos that we've evaluated, one, this vibrational pattern in the clouds. So obviously, the energy that's present is interacting with the water vapor and the atmosphere to create a wave pattern that you don't necessarily see. I mean, you're looking at the other areas of clouds, and it's a lot more discombobulated. There's not a lot of patterning there that's specific.
yeah.
And then we've also seen, especially in the what you would term the blimp ship, where there's a definite pattern away from the ship and then a clear space around it that almost makes it look like an amoeba in a petri dish. I can't really speak anything other than scientific terms, guys. So,
Well,
but yeah, this is really cool.
yes, yeah. So for me, how I perceive this is that you have these to me are UFOs. I mean, they're clearly flashing and blinking, and this one here is really cool too.
Yeah,
And I think that they are emitting some kind of energy. They're in front of the sun. So you see what? Look how okay. This is a picture without any magnification of the area. Um, just taken straight through the camera. And so when I play this here, what you can see is that with the naked eye, it's hard to see the flashing. You really have to take the photo. Let me do it again here. You can barely see with the naked eye. So you really have to take the photos. And what I'm saying is that they're hidden in plain sight. That's what
yes.
I'm saying here. And hiding in front of the sun, hiding where there's a color change in the sky. And then, I mean, the red was a really awesome touch. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, you've had pictures with white flashes and blue flashes
Uh-huh.
before that you've showed me, especially when you're videoing the sun. I've seen a number of your videos where there are either gold or bright white flashes and movement. And if you slow them down, you can see them. And you also had in that video sequence, if I remember correctly, you had green screen flashes that came through. So
Yeah.
again, the message and the lesson is get that intuitive hit, take the recordings or the photos, and then go back and evaluate. Because if you feel like you've caught something, chances are you caught something, and it needs more data points and more. We have this amazing capability to evaluate the photos now on the computer and zoom in and take still shots from video and go frame by frame. And wow, this is insane in
Yeah.
an awesome sort of way.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's important to understand how to scan the sky and know what the signs are that are going to reveal the magic in the photos once you get the photos and then start taking a closer look at them. So I took, like I said, I took 420 photos, and there are specific things that I look for which cause me to zero in on a particular photo.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why it's important to do that. And then you go back and you look at them later. So
yeah, because even just looking at this one more time at a distance, you see that golden light that we've associated with the sun. And then in the center, there's a light that's much brighter and a different color. So could that be associated with what we saw with the, I'm just going to say it, the UFOs with the flashy red lights? What do you think about that, Susan?
I do. And
Yeah.
in fact, it appeared, there was a lot more going on this day. The other thing that was happening is the sun was flashing, which will be in another video. We'll look at that in another video. But so they appear to be doing something in front of the sun. The sun was flashing. There were a lot of these interesting vibrational effects up there. So it was an interesting day for, this weekend was a gateway, according to Sandra Walter, who has an amazing ability to call these things and the timing of them. It was a gateway for energy coming onto the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have had something to do with that. So anyway, this has been really fun. Sharing this jam session with our viewers, and I just want to thank you all for being here today and joining us.
Yes, and thank you, Susan, for sharing with me. It's really interesting.
It is.
And thanks for helping us look up more.
Yeah, this is the flashy pink UFO video. This is Solaris. Thanks for watching today. If you would like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. It's been so great hanging out with you. And come on over to the blog at solarismodalis.com.